broadcasting live from ABC's Newsroom Manila 15 minutes before 7 in the evening, serving you the hottest and the most leading news of the past hours. Tonight, we will be having an exclusive interview on a Catholic person that we considered a faithful model for all of us.
He was ordained as the Archbishop of Manila in December 2011 and was raised to cardinate in November 2012. He was confirmed by Pope Francis as the President of the Catholic Biblical Federation. He also served as the very first Asian member of the Vatican's International Theological Commission and editorial board of the History of Vatican Council II project. He also chaired the Episcopal Commission of the Doctrine of Faith (CBCP) from 2005 to 2008 and currently serves as the President of Carol Dukes International. He has even bagged the Outstanding Mellon Award in 2013.
But more than these titles he holds, he is a Filipino. He is a cardinal who isn't silent about social issues that are currently happening in our surroundings. He is the bravest for defending LGBTQ, remarried, and divorced couples from harsh words of the churches. He is the church's progressive wings. Our favorite cardinal of all, Cardinal Luis Antonio Chito Tagle.
Cardinal Antonio Luis Tagle, welcome to the Expose. Thank you very much for doing this interview.
Thank you for having me here.
Pleasure to meet you this evening, and I want to begin by talking about your experiences in calling to the priesthood. We all know that priesthood is calling for life and not as simply as an occupation that anyone can choose. How do you experience calling? Is there any sign from God?
At an early age, I had already planned to be a medical doctor. But there is a young priest saw something in me. They played a trick on me. He said that there is a university that offers a scholarship if I will pass the exam. But I was surprised that it was an entrance examination for a seminary. So, it all started like a joke. God sent this young to awaken me. Even jokes can be used by God for us to think for other options. When someone asked me, why did you become a priest? And I say that it all started with a joke.
God is really amazing. He can use people to awaken us to serve Him. So it is possible that God reveals your calling right now, but you may not be able to see it because you are not paying attention to the signs around you. Maybe God gives us the 5 senses, including the Pandama, to prayerfully seek and ask Him our calling in life. And now, let's talk about the moment you sense the divine presence as if God was near or He was in your heart. Have you prayed for guidance and felt you received it, or have you had spiritual experiences of a different kind? Others can benefit from hearing your story. Can you share it with us today?
I'm not claiming to be a deeply spiritual person, but thanks to God's grace that we are given in unexpected moments. If you know this almost like an outpouring of grace, which becomes a religious experience. I had this kind of experience when Pope Francis visited the Philippines and became one of the organizers. One of the reasons why the Holy Father went to the Philippines to visit those communities who suffered a lot, who lost property and lives because of the Typhoon Haiyan. And just to welcome the Holy Father in that area, people's preparation was stupendous. But the day before the Holy Father came, a typhoon came and it was very devastating. So we were told to cancel all the plans because it was too dangerous for the people to drive as well as for the Holy Father to welcome him. So that evening, I was in prayer. You created heaven and earth, and you know that there are 365 days to send this typhoon. But why do you send it on this day? Just send it to another 364 days. I was struggling with God. But then, we were told that we can go, but just for a short time. In spite of the typhoon, they came and waited for 15 hours to pray and to be with each other. Yes, we write good stories, good plans, but God has the better story to tell and wants us to be present or to be part of the story. What a faith experience, allowing yourself to participate in God's storytelling.
Inspiring story, Mr. Cardinal Tagle. I have no words to say but to amaze while you are sharing your story or experiences with God. You know what, Cardinal? The divine really appears in different forms and places, and It can be just a simple, beautiful spring day, or a kindness from your friend, or even a simple remark from a stranger that simply carries a message to you. It can be also your voice of conscience. We all just need to look around us and we will find many other experiences with God.
Cardinal Tagle, I was wondering if you can say that your experience of praying to the Holy Mother Mary has led you to a deeper connection with God and to a better life.
I learned to pray the rosary at a very young age. So I could say that as a human person and Christian, that our beloved and blessed mother has been there. I remember a few weeks before it was announced that I will become a bishop without any idea. But when I entered the church, I smelled a very sweet scent to every corner of the big church. Until I asked a group of people who are arranging the flowers, and they said that, "Father, you also smell it?" That day, a very sick seminarian became healed. And after 2 days later, it was announced that I will become a bishop of my cathedral. It was Our Lady assuring me for my ignorance. I am here. I am here. When things get rough, you have something to recall, to remember that this sweet scent assures you I am here.
So we all know that struggles are also part of our lives, and can you give us some advice on how to overcome struggles, especially for the youth like us?
You know, we always try to seek for solutions to our struggles, but I think it is when we are struggling we need more prayer. Struggles are not an excuse not to pray. Struggles are an excuse to pray and to pause so that the emotions, the mind, the memories, and all of these conflicting thoughts would somehow be examined by us calmly and in the eyes of faith, and looking through them, we can see what are merely temptation, what are real calling from the Spirit, and what would require patience, faith, openness to the Holy Spirit. So when you have many struggles, that's an invitation to pray. Do not say, "I have time to pray," because of struggles. Better to say, "I have to pray because I have many struggles to face."
Cardinal, for the last question, do you have any message for the youth nowadays?
To our young people, we want to assure we as pastors, we care for you and love you. We need them, educate us, teach us to dream again, to be strong and resilient again, to be joyful. We know how vulnerable you are, but don't focus on those uncertainties. There are also solidly and found truths experiences that make your life stable, and that is your faith. Jesus is alive and always here for us to open your eyes of faith, and you find stability to make hope the source of stability and certainty. Please, young people, teach us, and also be brave, be stable with Jesus Christ.
It is a plenty of food for thought and something to be seriously considered in times of uncertainties. Thank you, Cardinal Bishop Luis Antonio Tagle, for the fruitful evening and for taking the time to be with us tonight.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for that, Janelle and John. And that would be all for tonight.
News with no bias. Expose.
News with no exception. Expose.
Delivering nothing but the truth. This is Daily Expose. God bless and keep safe, everyone.
Goodbye.